Rebound chased. Haugh has it. Clayton on the move. They've spaced the floor. He'll put up a three.
Well, Dan, you said it in the open. If the game's close, this guy is a great closer, and we've seen 2 fast break buckets here recently. That's Florida basketball. Texas Tech got to do a better job getting back.
You take a long three like that by somebody like Toppin, it's hard to get back.
Well, here they go. They're going to isolate Darian Williams again. Do you want to double? You don't. Haugh took away the left shoulder. Great defense by Thomas Haugh.
Clayton, step back. It's a three. Rebound, Condon. Outside, it's a three. Off. Rebound, Toppin, taken away by Condon. Chases to the corner. Bodies on the floor. Cross court to Haugh. Wow. Clayton, the bump into McMillan. Hicks out of bounds off of Texas Tech. Shot clock at 8.
Tell you what, though, now Florida, establishing themselves on the offensive glass. Grant McCaslin not happy, Kevin. He takes the timeout. Not happy with his transition defense. Not happy with his rebounding. Not happy with Toppin's three.
Winner here goes to the Final Four, and we gave a theme for this one: dominance and resilience.
Well, and Florida came in crushing the opposition. 9-game winning streak. But remember what we said. They had the close game against UConn. If it's close down at the end, that guy on the right there, he's the Mariano Rivera of this game.
He's the closer. And the Red Raiders, in the scoring margin in this tournament, you see the numbers. Clearly, they find something in that second half to shift into gear.
Well, they make good adjustments, and what does Grant McCaslin say all the time? Toughest team wins.
4.5 to go.
Well, and I think he wasn't upset with his team's toughness, but that wasn't a very smart three by J.T. Toppin. And you got to be tough, you got to be smart in a game like this.
You do, and he has not liked their transition defense the last 2 minutes either. Guys not getting back early enough.
8 on the shot clock. Haugh has the ball. He's looking for Martin, who frees himself up. Shot clock at 2. Martin looks up, sees it, fires the three, way off, and it sails out of bounds.
Great defense by J.T. Toppin right there. Switching out onto a very quick guard and getting it done.
Toppin does seem energized since he's come off the bench, Dan, as you mentioned.
Pressure now, 3/4 court pressure from Florida. Texas Tech worked on this yesterday also, being prepared to face this. They've got a great ball handler to go with Hawkins back there with Williams.
Martin will be on Hawkins. Anderson will be picked up on the play by Richard. Hawkins on the wing, shot clock at 9, they'll maneuver. On the perimeter, the defense by Martin. The drive by Hawkins. Putting it up, foul called on Florida.
Look at the effort on the boards by Anderson here, running in from the three-point line.
Haugh picks up his third. The winner to the Final Four, the West Region Final on TBS. Texas Tech has 3 more offensive rebounds, but look what they've done in the second chance points category tonight.
Yeah, 21-5, coming off a game where they had 22 offensive rebounds, and they've been the smaller team, significantly smaller in both games, and they're going to the line to try to get 2 more second chance points with Christian Anderson, who's probably the smallest, thinnest guy on the floor. He's got 3 offensive rebounds and a chance to make 2 free throws here.
But the other thing, Texas Tech, they wanted Florida to play in the mud. Florida is 0 for 5 with 3 turnovers in the last 10 seconds of the shot clock.
He's a 78% free throw shooter. He's a 6'1" freshman from Atlanta. He has played for the German FIBA U18 team, so he's got international experience. And he plays virtually every minute. with a couple of beauties at the line, and he's got 4.
Yeah, he's only got 4 tonight. He had 22 the other night. He was their leading scorer.
Clayton stopping, starting, feeding. Condon kicks. Clayton has it. Wants the 3. Can't fake out the defense of Anderson. Now he'll drive and dive and get it to go.
Well, he's their guy, and they want it. I know Texas Tech wants to blitz that pick and roll and have 2 guys on the ball, but they didn't.
I mean, he moves so well without the ball, does Clayton. You can't deny the ball to a guy who's going to move like that.
Toppin. He's got him in a blender. Haugh was defending.
Thought he got fouled on that, too.
20 points for Toppin. Clayton got the screen, puts up a 3. Out. Haugh, the leaping rebound, parachutes in to get it. He's got 10 boards. Clayton again doubled. Williams there. Back to Haugh. Tees up a 3. Good!
This guy's been incredible. He got the offensive rebound. He gets it back for the 3, and it's a 6-point game.
Florida is out of timeouts. Texas Tech with 1. Haugh lets it fly from 3 in a 6-point game. Stan, why do you think Florida took their final timeout right there?
Yeah, it's an interesting one to take it with this much time left, but I think they're making an adjustment on the defensive end of the floor, and I think we're going to see Florida double teaming both Toppin and Williams on those post-ups and back ends because they're just destroying Florida's defense.
And Texas Tech defense is under a lot of pressure because they're trying to put so much pressure on Clayton that when Clayton shoots the ball, other guys are wide open for offensive rebound opportunities.
And you see the pressure by Florida here, and Hauch's going to face the floor and make him tough to get it in.
Toppin got open. Williams will have the ball. Haugh is tagging him and picks up the foul.
Now that's not a foul they wanted, I don't think.
He's an 84% free throw shooter. Todd Golden obviously didn't want that foul.
That's 4 on Haugh. Now, Stan, if they had fouled Toppin when he caught the ball coming in, then I'd say okay, because it's a 1-and-1.
It is a 1-and-1.
It is a 1-and-1, but he didn't want the foul. And here's the thing, when you're Florida and you've been blowing everybody out, you haven't been in a lot of close games, to look up and see yourself down 6 with 2.5 minutes to go, you start to panic a little bit. Great foul by Haugh. Great foul. Excellent decision.
That's a huge miss.
Yes, it is. Toppin's got to get up. You can't let Clayton rise for 3 on that pick and roll.
Haugh!
This guy is incredible.
Just what I said. Haugh is their closer.
Golly. He's made more money this weekend than Steve Jobs. Well, we know that. But he's made more money than Jeff Bezos this weekend.
So the missed free throw by Williams, Dan, and then they go the other way.
Well, of course, you're not 100%, but this is really a nice job to get the ball quickly to Haugh, and Williams plays off of him. Wow.
Condon picked up his 2nd. Toppin is at the line. Another miss. Haugh the rebound.
They just left 4 points at the free throw line.
Haugh. Clayton. Screen. Defense Williams. Clayton to try to tie. Clayton is on McMillan.
He's done a great job defensively tonight.
Timeout, Texas Tech. Each team out of timeouts. 9-0 run by Florida the last minute, 23. and 1:23 to go.
And only 11 on the shot clock. Usually in this situation, they're going to get the ball to Darian Williams on an isolation and let him make a play, or they're looking for Chance McMillan coming off screens.
You put McMillan and Williams on the same side of the court, so if they go and help, then McMillan has an open shot.
Shot clock at 11. Got to get it in. Williams driving, Haugh defends, a twirling move, and he got the deuce.
That's your guy right there. This guy's an outstanding player, multi-skilled.
It's not like what they're doing is the secret.
No, I pretty much knew what was coming.
Inside Clayton. The Gators have recaptured the lead. 28 points. Clayton.
Nobody makes more big shots than that guy.
I mean, he's amazing.
Here's the guy. Now, don't take away the middle here and give him that spin back.
Doubled, tripled. He's in a torture chamber and a tie-up. It'll be Texas Tech's ball.
Now, that was great defense by Condon. He knew he wanted to spin back. Look where he is. He gives him the middle, not letting him spin back, and forces him into a crowd. The Gators swarm him. 12 seconds.
Toppin double. Williams backpedals, three. He cannot deliver.
They're going to have to foul here.
Yes, you got to foul. You got to foul.
Get it out of Clayton's hands.
That's a, oh, it's a, they didn't need to foul there. It was going to be a 10-second violation.
It certainly was. Now they're going to talk about it, the referees, to see if the foul was before.
Now in college, when that clock gets to 20, it's a 10-second violation.
Yeah, you guys count correctly. In the NBA, for an 8-second violation, we have to get to 15. No, I'm serious.
But that looked like it occurred at 21.
I agree. Clock awareness, a big part of executing late in the game.
See, the shot clock, according to our screen there, was at 21 when
the previous play is under review for a timing error. The call on the floor is a foul on red 5.
Bringing in now rules analyst Gene Steratore. Gene?
And Kevin, I believe that the foul occurs with 21 seconds on the shot clock, which would mean that only 9 seconds has occurred, you know, has elapsed in the 10-second. I think the foul precedes the violation.
Well, and what they're actually looking for, Michael Irving was just over here, and he said they're looking to make sure that the clock stopped on when the whistle blew on the foul. The game clock, that is.
Absolutely.
There's no question in their minds that the foul occurred before the 10-second violation.
And Elijah Martin, a 74% free throw shooter.
Well, we have seen how important free throws have been.
I told you the other night, my daughter Allie knew that. That's one of the big factors she based picking her pool on, was free throw shooting, because she knows in close games how important it's going to be.
After review, the foul occurred with 21 on the shot clock, 22.2 on the game clock. The white team will shoot 1-1.
Gators run a 12-2 run, 4 of 4 on threes during this run. This is the go-ahead shot by Walter Clayton.
Well, they stopped Clayton in the paint on the cut.
And he just dribbles it out.
He dribbles it out, and they were late getting to him.
Now they've put 22.2 on the game clock, and the ruling was that the foul did occur before the 10-second violation was called.
And it's a 1-1.
1-1 for Elijah Martin.
20 for 22 at the line, as opposed to 7 for 13 from Texas Tech.
And no timeouts for either team.
Martin 73% from the line. Texas Tech led by 10 with about 7:40 left in the second half. Trickling in.
Wow, this is interesting. Have really not, they're switching everything 1 through 5, but they went 3 big guys on the floor right now, which I haven't seen much from Texas. I've seen them actually go with 1 big guy more than 3 big guys.
Chinyalu is in.
All they're worried about is defending the 3. They want big guys out there.
There's still a lot of time. I'm getting the ball to Williams there and just going to the hole.
Outside, Williams for the tie. No! Rebound. It's collected by Florida. Tie up. The Gators have the arrow pointing in their direction.
Well, I'll tell you what. They gave up a wide open 3 to a pretty good 3-point shooter. But having those 3 bigs in there on the boards where they've gotten beaten up pretty badly tonight helped them get that defensive rebound.
How about Chinyalu just coming right off the bench and comes up with that play? Clayton fouled immediately by Williams.
Haugh did a great job getting that and getting it right back to Clayton, who's an 86% free throw shooter and is 11 for 12 today.
You're absolutely right. A little thing like that. Haugh doesn't hang on to the ball, touches his hands, and it's gone to Clayton.
A lot of guys would hang on because Haugh's a good free throw shooter. He's an 80% free throw shooter. But let's give it back to a guy who's been there all night long and been knocking him down.
Remember we said in the first half that he was struggling a little bit? Yeah, sure.
14-2 Gator run. 10 seconds to go.
And here down the stretch, who's the guy who's been making all the plays? Haugh made a couple of big threes, but then Clayton took over.
Now, what are we doing over here now?
The officials are looking at the clock.
Well, we would never want play to just continue. The fans don't like that, watching an exciting game and having play continue. We want as many stoppages as possible.
There are no timeouts for either team, and watch it again.
Haugh touches the ball.
They put 4/10 of a second on the clock.
10.6.
10.6. And Clayton will be at the stripe. 86% for the season. Tonight, 11 of 12. And the Gators as a team, 21 of 23 to the 7 of 13 free throw shooting for Texas Tech.
Well, Texas Tech was up 6, and they missed the front ends of 2 straight 1-on-1s. And this is a Florida team. If you're trying to close them out, you can't leave that door open.
Well, and this is the guy, Dan. You talked about him in the open. If it's close, they've got to close them. So the dominance hasn't been there today. They haven't gotten through this easily like they had the last 9. But when it's close, like it was with UConn, it was Walter Clayton. Today, Walter Clayton again.
Chinyalu back in for the Gators. Here we go. Hawkins. McMillan snaking inside for 2.
They have no timeouts.
In a 3-point game, 4.5, and the quick foul, and 3.4 in regulation.
And now that's going to be a 2-shot foul. So you would have to miss them both, really, to open the door at all here for Texas Tech.
The Florida Gators have lost just 2 games over the past 2 months. To get to this point in the first round, they beat Norfolk State by 26, beat UConn by 2, took care of the Maryland Terrapins by 16 in the Sweet 16. At the line is Will Richard.
And that one essentially wraps it up unless you do something dumb and beat yourself.
Chinyalu is out. Condon is in. 3.4 to go. Another free throw for Will Richard.
Just wait 3.4 seconds to celebrate, though. Don't do anything stupid here.
Just get out of the way.
Absolutely.
They bring in Walton. Texas Tech does. They take out Hawkins.
It would require a miracle here for Texas Tech.
Well, Florida would have to give them something, like a flagrant foul on a 3 or something.
Williams Intercepted. The Gators are going to the Final Four. Haugh was huge.
Haugh was huge, and then just what Dan said in the open, Walter Clayton Jr. was the closer.
Well, he made so many tremendous plays down the stretch. He made threes with hands in his face. He passed up a 2 inside, dribbled it outside, and made a 3. He had 30 points. He was fabulous.
This was a fabulous basketball game.
Yeah, really good game.
This was a great game by two teams that both, and neither one of them, Dan, could have played much harder than they did today.
It was an 18-4 run by the Florida Gators to win it. They made their last 4 threes off the fingertips of players like Clayton. McCaslin coming just this close with the Red Raiders, and Todd Golden will make his first appearance in a Final Four.